Alright, today I've got Yale 5, or excuse me, a Yale B. That's what we're calling these. This is the Amazon Blue Belt Yale Euro cylinder. Haven't gotten this on camera. Don't actually know how long it's going to take me here. Just kind of hoping I can get a quick open, keep the video, so I may not narrate too much. See. Just going through and getting some clicks on these. Try and lift some of these pins up. There's a max lift there on 5. That causes all sorts of headache. So before I, counter rotate any spools, I try to lift as much as I can up, particularly that max lift on 5, because as you'll see during the gut, the driver actually sits fully inside the plug at shear on that max lift. So if I don't lift it up and the plug turns too far, I can get hung up on the spring, which is really frustrating. It also means I can't move my tools past that unmovable key pin on 5. So it's easy to tell when it happens, but it does make for a frustrating pick. Just kind of ping-ponging back and forth here now. I counter rotate in some of these lower lift tools. One, 2, and 3 all seem set. They're all, everything in this pinning is pretty high lift, but the front 3 are as slow as it gets. Counter rotation on 4, click. Then just click on 4, it looks like 1 dropped, set that. Two as well, and 1 again, 3 again, 1, 2. The frustrating parts of this look, just the ping-ponging. It's not too bad though. There we go, 1, 2, 3, 4 all seem set. Okay, now for the fun part. 5 and 6, the high lifts. So right there, just getting under 5. Plug counter rotated a little bit. Had to go in, and I think what happens is stuff gets hung up at the overmilling. Just kind of poked at stuff until I got the rotation back. In that case, it was on 6. That stuff does drop. Every time I lift something else, try to go through and make sure nothing else dropped. Set 1 there. feels set, 2 feels set, 3 feels set, 4 feels set, 5 is on the waist of the spool. I think 6 is too. Tried to counter rotate 6. Had to push on 5 to get it to fully reset, but 1 dropped as a result. I'll drop on everything. 1, 2, 3, 4 all set. 5 on the waist. 6, I can't tell if it's fully set or if it's underset. Either case, it's time to try to set 5. So 1, 2, 3, 5. I can feel the counter rotation. I'm going to go up on the ledge and get that click there. Feels good. 2, 3, 4, all good. 5. At back of the lock, either 5 or 6. Something needs just a hair, I think. It's 5. Try 5 here. There we go. Okay. Cool. Man, I hate this lock. Normally this is the part of the video where I say, wow, this is such a beautiful lock. What a tremendous piece of engineering. Not this one. This one has proved very frustrating for me. It actually took me out of lockpicking for the better part of the last year. I got this right before I got my black belt, and after I got my black belt, I was kind of noodling with it, and every time I go to pick a new lock, I think, well, I should be able to pick this random blue belt with spools blind, and I just couldn't do it. And finally, maybe a couple weeks ago, I decided to finally saw it in half and gut it and prog it. Um, I'll show you why it gave me such a headache here in a little bit, but it really just came down to that max lift on 5. I both underestimated how high it really was, so I had to take pretty much my deepest hook and go up on the ledge to get it. And I did not realize that the driver sat fully in the plug there, so it was able to rotate with the driver not up at all. I'll show you that here in a second. But yeah, pretty much the hardest single band point I hope I'll ever have to fight for. Let's see here. Take that C clip off. I'm trying to adjust the focus here. Okay. Getting this is actually pretty easy. Saw it in half. Of course, if it's a double Euro format, so without cutting in half, you'd have to either get a pinning shoe or segmented followers, but all of these drivers are the same. They are just spools. Focus isn't really doing any favors there. I'll get a better close-up once they're out. Try to turn on this light here. That might help with some of the shadows. Okay, there it is. Let me try and get a focus there. That pretty shiny. Do a close up here. And you can see that overmilling there on the plug as well. Show it on the other side. It's symmetric there. It's the whole plug. It's a larger diameter, so those pins get hung up around shear. Okay. Yeah, that pretty much does it. Let me just show why this was so hard. So pin 5 is this max lift. There's the key pin in there. I'm also going to drop in the driver. And it sits at shear. So what happens is as soon as you try to put tension on it, the spring is basically at shear and it's able to rotate under. So if you set other pins, it'll progressively rotate more and more. And already this keyway is kind of tough to navigate. It's fairly paracentric. So trying to get back to pin 6 when that happens is really hard because this pin won't move at all because it's completely stuck because it's lifting up against the block body. It's unmovable. So for one, before working in the back, you got to kind of wiggle this one up a little bit. So one of the first things I do is try to poke 5 to try to get it up even just a little bit just to prevent it from rotating, letting the driver get stuck in the plug. The other thing that's really hard, and I think this is really what took the longest for me to figure out, because I could tell when this was unmovable that something was going on there, right? And that I would have to preset it. And one of the things that you can do is like lift the pin and then apply tension, right? But that wasn't getting me anywhere. And I think the main thing was that I just completely underestimated just how high I need to lift this. So let me take the driver out and show you. Um, So putting my finger down here to try to mimic the body. So, and this is, I used a Moki, this is the thick or extra shank or whatever, but it's just the same basic profile as the Moki round 4, I think, that whatever the deepest one is. So among one of my deepest picks, I think the SS Dev that I have is deeper, but it's not as thick, and I really wanted the thickness on this one. But even with the SS Dev, I don't think it's deep enough going off of the bottom of the keyway. So this is as high as it gets, like several key cuts short. So to actually get it all the way to shear, I have to go up on the shelf on the right there. Oh, try and show it. There we go. That's what it takes to get to shear. So a very deep profile up on the shelf. Pretty crazy. So down here I could poke all day. I'd sit there and tap, and I'd use deeper and deeper picks, and I'd try to do all crazy stuff, but it would never get up to the top until I went up on the shelf, and then it would actually get to shear. So once I actually was able to gut the lock and look at this, that's when I was able to make my tool selection and figure out what was going on. So um, yeah, that should mark a new chapter for me. I'll probably be more videos coming. So thanks for watching this one.